That mental health, 18. A bit of a fucking ratchet one, that one, eh? One of the things you want to do straight away, if you find out that you've got a bit of a mental health illness, it doesn't really matter what it is. If it's anything to do with your mind, personally, I would recommend you take it dead fucking serious, eh? Do not joke around. It's never a fucking game when you're dealing with what's a power to you, which is your mind. It's a tonga, really, because without it, you're really nothing, eh? You're just an empty vessel, and that's not really the life you want to be living, eh? But how do you deal with that mental health stuff, eh? It's about that understanding and comprehension of what it is, eh? See, this is why you can't treat it as a joke, eh? I find the best way that you probably could deal with it would be through educating yourself deliberately as well. Really finding out what's going on in that head of yours, eh? And because your mind might be in a state where a bit foggy, a lot of negative thoughts going on, and any form of self belief, it's just gone straight out the window, eh? It's only because all that positive stuff, all that power comes from your mind, eh? And when you're in that buzz where you're thinking negative about yourself, have a low self-esteem, and pretty much you're just not feeling the earth that you're on. Hey man, it could be a dark place to find yourself in, eh? It's just because you could be surrounded by people, but you'll still feel all alone, eh? Understanding the difference between perception and perspective, eh? Now this is a bit of a step up for yourself, and understanding that there is a difference, eh? You see, how Stu sees it, eh? You know, especially when I come across people with their mental health, eh? I fully understand from their perspective towards themselves. It's probably a negative one, eh? A bit of embarrassment, because it is a bit of embarrassment to the soul when you can't even control your own mind, that your body starts reacting to things that you don't even know what's going on, eh? Are you looking for an answer? And the answer is really, it isn't with you. Sometimes when you find yourself pretty deep in that depression, sometimes you just need that professional help, man. But it's how you go about getting that professional help, or any form of help, really. I always find when people, just because they want to keep face, you know, or what's the point of trying to keep face if you don't even have the power of your mind giving you that total core life, eh? What's the point? But when you go get that help, hey, fuck, you just gotta open your ears, man. Like, shut your fucking mouth, bro. Yeah, and these are those cunts, hey. No wonder they stay fucking in that depression world. They start giving the fucking doctor or someone who can really help them, they start giving them advice on how things are done. Hold up for a fucking second, hey. You're the one who needs help, hey. Don't try and go out there giving advice when you're not a solid person in yourself, when your mind's not even connected to your body, hey. That it's now how far ones. It's out there with every wind that comes around. And that's the thing with life, is if you're in a state where you're mentally unwell, when life comes along, it'll just kind of start sweeping you off, and that's where you always find yourself. You probably didn't notice this one, eh? But you probably find yourself drifting all the time, going from one area to another, and you're just trying to entertain yourself in some sense, just because you're trying to get away from those thoughts, that numbness, that don't know what's going on. But it's that perception of yourself. See, from your own perspective towards yourself, it's probably very negative. Probably are a bit embarrassed about your situation, and then you start doing other things, and pretty much you just start hiding, eh? Because you're freaking out, eh? But from my perception, which is a whole lot different to your perspective, from my perception, if I was to look at you, hey man, all I'll say is just an awesome person. If they're a bit of an asshole with their words, I can still see that there's a person there, that there's probably a marvelous person who has a lot of great values, but these all get put to the side when you have a low perspective of yourself, eh? That just adds to that negative buzz, and then life comes along and all that pressure, man. Yeah, you got to be a very strong soul to handle that type of one, eh? Now, your soul is where you'll be fixing yourself, okay? You got to fix that one area up, okay? Now, it's strong enough to do it, especially in that mental world, because your spirit's not afraid of that, because your spirit knows, even if you don't know, that you can overcome anything. Now, what you want to be doing is definitely seeking that help, seeking that knowledge, and pretty much you just gotta take a leap of faith, eh? Take that leap of faith. Because you don't really know. Especially when you got the foggy brain, can't think. Probably just woke up from a 20-hour moy. Depression can do that to you, man. It can really lock you in. And the thing is, you probably can have a good reason, but it really doesn't matter. What matters is the power of your mind and getting that going, eh? But when you muck around with it, you see, I would not recommend fucking around with your mind, definitely in that depression world, eh? To get the help that you really need, you got to take a leap of faith. And that leap of faith is that deep belief within yourself that you know you're better than this, man. You know you can get through that. And probably there are things you have to face like the rest of us, but you've got to face it now. That hiding way is just not working, eh? Lose any form of ignorance. I understand you're probably embarrassed, probably. And you probably got a good reason to be, eh? But it's still not a good enough reason to hold yourself back by depleting the power of your mind. Your mind is everything, eh? You can really do marvelous stuff with it, and the moment you lose it, bro, you're really in a bad place, eh? And it could take you a few years to not only educate yourself, but to make yourself better, because it all comes down to comprehending, eh? And now when you comprehend things, you see it for what it is. Now it is that leap of faith at the start, but that's just to get the party going, man. That's just to get you going. And then you start getting a bit of a roll on, doing positive stuff, eh? That's that. That's going to really help you in life, especially when you're dealing with that mental health issue. And I understand it can be scary, but that's where that form of bravery comes into place, eh? That's where that part of you steps in and says, you know what? No longer will I hold myself down. No longer will I accept the situation. And I am better than this. I'm definitely going to do. I think sometimes when it comes to society, we don't really label it good enough, I think. Because it's an illness of the mind, it means the only way to heal it is with the power of the mind. Taking command of your thoughts, eh? And you really got to have discipline. Now that's a entirely different skill, but a skill that will definitely help you in life. And it's something you've got to take upon yourself if you want to get better. And you just got to educate yourself, eh? Yeah, I understand you're tired. I understand you don't feel like it. I understand you got no energy. I understand all that. But you need to understand that that spirit inside you will always be that driving force that you only needed. Add that to the power of a strong mind, that becomes an unstoppable person. Knowing that you can become that, because you were born to be it anyway, but you probably just fell off the old path once, eh? And life has a way of doing that to you, because it's meant to. Okay, when life's been a cunt to you, it's actually meant to. It's testing you to see how much you really not only respect your life, but how much you want it, eh? How much you want what you want to achieve in life. And it's the test of life that will always put the pressure on your mental health, eh? Don't worry about any other fucking cunt. Don't worry about anything else in the world. When you're in that situation, put 100% on yourself. Right there and then. And that's where you're going to grow from, eh? It's not cool watching you suffer out there. Not when I have my perspective and all I see is an amazing person, and I wish for you to see that same thing, eh? Work hard on yourself, okay? Always believe in yourself. Fuck you who believes in you, man, because I know, once you learn all the powers of who you are inside you and put a good heart and behind that mind of yours, to not just to give it to the world, but definitely you got to know how to give love to yourself, eh? Don't be shy. You are worth it. And that's why you're going to heal yourself of this mental health illness so that you can join us as people and they just build that better world, eh? You can do it, man. I believe in you. Your soul believes in you. Your people believe in you. Take that leap in faith, and that'll be the first step you take to believing in yourself. Once you know, still care for you, eh, man? Pretty mean, alright?